Okay, I'm here with Coach Doran, the head coach of the golf team here, going into second season. Coach, you've got a pretty young group of girls here. Specifically, you got a couple seniors, but you got a pretty young group. Just what have you kind of seen in them, kind of how they've grown in their first couple of years here, and then also from the leader point, just how much they've grown since you got here.
Yeah, we've really kind of been working on, bringing these younger players up. Our two sophomores that I was able to coach last year, Michaela Swanson and Lainey Stavola, both, showed significant improvements their first year. We brought in a couple other, we brought in some freshmen this year that have been showing some really good things early on. We got a junior in Ava Kalanick who, she's got the single round record of a 1/73 she set as a freshman. And, we've got two really great seniors that kind of lead our team, which is Katie Jorgensen and Liv McCandless. So we kind of rely on, we might be kind of a little bit thin up top in terms of numbers with the upper class, but we got a couple of great role models at the top that are really going to kind of help guide and shape these underclassmen for us.
And Coach, what are you looking for in this first tournament, at the Swan Memorial? Just what are you just looking for as a team?
Yeah, just continuous improvement. The Swan Memorial is a great tournament to start out with. We went down there last year. We set our 36-hole tournament all-time best score. We'd love to go down there and break that again. I know we got a couple players that are very familiar with the course. Like I said, Ava Kalanick, when she shot a round of 1/73, that was at the Broadlands her freshman year. Katie Jorgensen's got a 160 36-hole tournament score, which is tied for 9th all-time. That was done at the Broadlands. Michaela Swanson shot in the 70s, her second round last year at Broadlands. Lainey Stavola, that's her home course. She's just right outside that Denver metro area, so she gets to play that most all summer long. So a lot of experience there. Freshman Abby Belge, she's from Fort Collins. Her junior year, her state tournament was at the Broadlands, and she shot 78-73 in her state tournament. So we've got a lot of players that have success there historically. The weather looks great this weekend. It's supposed to be mid-80s, light breeze. We're excited. It's a great course to kind of start things off. There's going to be a lot of good competition down there. A lot of the RMAC's going to be there, as well as a lot of the West Region teams in Division II. So it's going to be a great test for us right out of the gate. I know the players are excited. We've had some really good rounds of qualifying. I'm really excited to get down there, and we're just going to kind of play our game. It kind of starts before we head down there, kind of talking through the course, getting an overview of what our plan's going to be, and then we get down there and it's about executing that plan. So.
And then Coach's last question, which is just, what is your coaching philosophy in terms of golf? Are you more of a, let's get to the putting green, chipping green as much as possible, or are you, let's go out and play and just work on our longer games there?
Yeah, it all kind of starts, the best way to lower your score is to reduce the number of putts and chips, and then it also is reducing the number of penalty strokes. So it all starts with the practice area, whether it's working on the greens, working on lag putting, working on chips. That's what we're doing today. We got a little bit breezy of a day where it's really not advantageous to go out and play 9 right now. So we're going to get some work on the green and on the chipping area. Then it's kind of working our stock yardages on the range too. Knowing where you're hitting your pitching wedge and how far that's going. Just kind of getting a good understanding of your stock yardages, so you can go to a course that you might not be familiar with, especially par 3s. Those par 3s are very demanding no matter where you go. So just kind of having a good understanding of, what clubs you feel comfortable hitting at certain distances. It's just a lot of great ways to kind of, work on reducing that score a little bit, but you still got to go out and you got to play the game. So we make sure that we get out and we're playing the courses as much as we can as well, just so that way we're actually hitting greens in an actual round setting, and not just kind of hitting off the range the whole time. So it's kind of a mixed approach. Try and get both of those in as much as we can within the time that we're allowed. But that's kind of our philosophy, especially early on in the year. We're just trying to work on our short game, and then making sure that we're not wasting strokes with penalty areas.
And then now, final question, what can fans expect this year from the team when they watch this team?
We're just going to play within ourselves. We got a lot of players that want to have put in a lot of work, that want to do the best that they've ever done. If we start having some players getting PRs, that's when we start having program PRs, and that's kind of what it starts with is players being confident. I feel like we got a really confident group heading into the Swan Memorial this weekend, and if they can, if we got some players that can hit some PRs, those team PRs, those top 10s, those record-setting rounds, those start to come after that, and I think it's going to be an exciting year. The team's excited for it. I'm excited, and I just can't wait to get going and get these tournaments in.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.